What's popping? Before we get into anything, I would like to do a little bit of flexing and draw your attention to the fact that my makeup looks frickin' great. Maybe she snapped. I regret to inform all of you that the makeup brands are wildin'. I can't let this happen without commenting on it. So, you know what? Preheat your ovens. It's time for some roasting. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Oh God, I'm so ugly. I think we all knew that it was gonna be this one. Okay, let's actually get started. So Physicians Formula is coming out with some mask sticks. I don't think that these are worth it for anyone. I don't even have to look really at what's being offered in terms of skincare benefits in these to know that you can probably get this elsewhere and get a better value. Physicians Formula stuff is pretty expensive at the drugstore. These in particular are $9.95 each. And the reason I'm so confident and so cocky about telling you not to buy this is because I myself have owned a mask stick from Physicians Formula. I bought their like charcoal pore refining, whatever the goddamn mask thing, and that was gone in like a week and a half. Like, you get such little product and it's a mask, so you go on a little thick. You're gonna get rid of it so quickly, and then it's $10 that you could have put towards getting a larger, better, higher quality mask you're gonna have for a lot longer. There are other places to get better clay masks that you're gonna have for longer than 5 seconds. Makeup Forever is releasing this big old snorefest of a palette called the Let's Gold Eye Palette. It's $45, and granted, you get an absolute fork ton of eyeshadows in it. It's quite large. And if you enjoy Makeup Forever's formula, you might be interested in buying this. I've personally never tried a Makeup Forever eyeshadow because Makeup Forever is not cruelty free. One thing I can say is that this is a whole bunch of shimmery neutrals. That's like level 1 eyeshadow right there. It's one of those things that's so commonplace in terms of eyeshadow palettes that if you don't already have a good amount of shimmery neutrals, A, you probably don't want them, and B, you super don't need to get them in a $45 palette from Makeup Forever. It's just not necessary, you know? I love a good earth tone. I love it a lot. I'm obviously not wearing that today. In fact, today's eyeshadow is a lot more space toned if we're gonna get elemental with it. Oh man, ColourPop is out here. ColourPop released a palette called the Just My Luck palette, and it's this monochromatic green. Natch, it's March, it's almost St. Patrick's Day. I live in Boston, so it's essentially the holiest day of the year. ColourPop, you snapped with this, all right? This is cool, this is fun, and I hope that it is indicative of a trend in ColourPop. This is the latest in what seems to be ColourPop's attempt to make a series of monochromatic eyeshadow palettes, and I super hope ColourPop is not implying that the Mar palette is their attempt at a monochromatic blue, because there's 2 blues in there. So that doesn't count. The names of the shades in this are a little questionable. Chances are, makes perfect sense, it's called Just My Luck, you know, chances, luck, probability. I went to 6th grade. 50-50, same sitch. Big Banks, money themed. Mary Jane, weed themed. Yeah, there's just really 2 that I find questionable. That bottom dark green called Mo Bamba. Why? And then this top one has had me lying awake at night for weeks. It's called Kiss My Hass, H-A-S-S Hass. What does that mean? What is a Hass? The Hass avocado. It's an avocado. It's an avocado. Thanks. I'm so stupid. As a millennial, I should have known that. ColourPop, hey, color. Make a monochromatic blue palette. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Please do it. I really want to win my heart, ColourPop. If you make like a yellow and orange palette, like exclusively yellow and orange. Oh man, I forgot about this. I'm so glad I get to freaking talk about this. Okay. I just wanted to come in for a little bit of an amendment to this original video. So Kat Von D made a video titled, I am not a Nazi and I am not anti-vax, in which she addresses the talk on the internet about her. And I and a lot of other people are like, sis, too little, too late, and also too inaccurate. Basically, the first half of that video where she's like, I'm not a Nazi, I've never exhibited Nazi tendencies, already began weird when she was like, I'm Latina, whatever, and then just dropped in some Spanish to remind you that she is a POC of color. Very like, okay, sis, we get it, you can speak Spanish. It doesn't mean you're absolved from anti-Semitism. And so she goes into this whole story about like the lead up and the drama on Miami Ink that led to the supposedly doctored 8x10 with an anti-Semitic message that has been tied to her for years. Didn't address the swastika tattoo that her husband has, or that time she dated a neo-Nazi, or that time she named a lipstick in her collection Selection. Just other reasons why Jewish people don't trust her. It's just very fun and fresh. And then the I'm not an anti-vax part of the video is also hilarious because she never actually said that she vaccinated her son. She was like, oh, well, I was a nervous new mom and I was a first-time mom and I was just reading up on whatever I could. And it's like, yeah, that's fine, Kat. I'm sure a lot of mothers do something like that. Not a lot of mothers are massive celebrities with makeup brands who have a social responsibility not to post dangerous pseudoscience on their public profiles. I still don't see it for Kat Von D. I'm still going to make Kat Von D jokes, and I'm still not going to support her brand. Thank you so much. Ooh, I gotta do some calisthenics for this one. This better be extra crispy. Catherine Vaughn decreased amount of antibodies available to fight off pathogens. It's releasing an eyeshadow palette. It's called the Vegan Love Palette. Sorry, it's called the Vegan Love Palette. It's 12 pans of these big ol' shimmer eyeshadows, 12 big ol' pans, these swatches.
Bruh, look at this dude. Wait till you see the... No, 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 no.
Wait, why did I just turn into the blonde girl from Revolutionary Girl Lieutenant just now? Cat. You know, we got some primaries, we got two key secondaries, green and purple. Got these neutrals on either end, and we got this reddish bronze. There's so many things about this. Like the outer packaging is so minimal. And Kat Von D's packaging has been like the one thing that's like really been consistently eye-catching and aesthetically pleasing. And this is just like a vintage like love tattoo, like how Smokey Glow put it, like kind of a mom tattoo, like, you know, that mimetic mom tattoo that you see in like cartoons and whatnot on tough guys, except it says vegan. The shade names are also goddamn hilarious. We have compassion, liberation, empathy, mercy, earthling, activist, sentient, sanctuary, equality, and species. I made this exact joke on Twitter, but you should have grasped by now that Twitter is basically where I rehearse jokes for my videos. Yeah, Kat, mercy, empathy, compassion. Not for immunocompromised people though. Not for your son. Oh man. I've seen some folks on Reddit and other parts of the internet be like, well, you know, talk is cheap. We don't know if she's actually an anti-vaxxer. We don't know if she actually didn't vaccinate. And it's like, it doesn't matter what she actually did. What matters is that she's a very high profile person who pushed this dangerous pseudoscience bullshit on the internet community at large and emboldened and emblazoned a group of people who have already done so much harm in the field of medicine based off of zero facts and a very ableist, healthy fear of autism. So that's great. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Catherine, so much. So much. Vegan palette. Also, I would like to comment on the fact that for every purchase of this palette, 20% of the retail price will go to Mercy for Animals, which is a nonprofit organization dedicated to preventing cruelty to animals. That's great, that's great. But also, you could just donate money to Mercy for Animals or any other animal welfare charity. Because no one's gonna buy this, so if you donate a solid chunk of money, goddamn, you will probably donate more than the sales of this product will donate. It reminds me of when Jeffree Star partnered with Jouer to release that pink lip topper about a year ago, and the proceeds of it went to supporting the LGBT+ Center in LA, which is awesome. But also, like, you don't have to support Jeffree Star by buying that product. You could just donate money separately to that cause, you know? You don't have to put aside one principle to support another. You know what I'm saying? These swatches are so embarrassingly bad. This is on a fair-skinned person. God damn, okay. I think that's all I have to say about this, but Jesus Christ, this made me crack up at my desk at work when I first saw it. Everything about it is hilarious to me. Kat, keep being you. And by that I mean stop, Please stop. So we gotta talk about Glossier. Glossier is releasing a new offshoot of products called Glossier Play. And these are their fun products. These are their like experimental products. These are fun and unheard of and sexy and artistic, and that's why all the product shots are really, really blurry. Glossier Play is comprised of a series of gel eyeliners that you have to sharpen that are $15 each, that come in a variety of fun little colors. A highlighter concentrate called the Night Shines, which comes in 4 shades, and I may or may not own one of them, but you can't see it yet. You have to watch my birthday haul for that. A series of lip lacquers, lip vinyls, pigmented shiny lipsticks, a series of glitter pastes that do not come with biodegradable glitter, regular glitter paste. There's no real difference as far as I can tell between these and like the ColourPop glitter paste, or I don't know, just mixing together some glycerin, aloe gel, and any craft glitter. It's still terrible for the oceans. I think the only thing anybody was really excited about, as far as I can tell, the vast majority of people I saw talk about this, was the highlighter concentrate, which is why that's the thing I bought from Glossier Play. But like the rest of it is just sort of whatever. I feel like this is a good first step into the land of fun, exciting makeup for Glossier. I know people's primary complaint about their brand is that their stuff's very boring. I think that Glossier Play is also kind of boring, to be quite honest. But you know, they could improve from... Hi, Emily. No, that's not it. I had to talk about Glossier. What do you want me to do? You want me to avoid that it exists? Wouldn't that be worse for your brand? Emily, I am wearing the boy brow right now. You can't talk to me like that. I run a beauty themed YouTube channel. Glossier is a beauty brand. So that means I'm allowed to talk. Hello? She hung up. It sounded like she was getting into a car. Let's continue. Too Faced is releasing a goddamn jelly highlighter. I knew that this would happen. In November of 2017, when I made my first anti-haul, and I anti-hauled the Farsali Jelly Beam highlighter and said that basically it was gimmicky nonsense, I didn't realize it at the time, but what I was actually doing was putting the final piece in place needed to unlock the ancient prophecy that would dictate every brand would make a jelly highlighter at some point. I like liquid highlighters. The jelly part doesn't really do it for me because it doesn't seem like it makes the process of applying the highlighter any simpler. You dip in like the tiniest little bit of your finger, your whole fingertips covered in jelly highlighter. The packaging's cute. I'm sure it's gonna smell adorable. They're $30? Jesus Christ, no. Spend $30 on this. If you're desperate to try a jelly highlighter, get the Wet n Wild one. That's like $4. Will somebody come and look at this? Okay, Too Faced. You're releasing goofy products. I know that's your thing. It's your shtick to release goofy products, but this one's a little bit too goofy. New boot goo. What? This is the Dripping Bronze collection from Morphe. Damn, this palette looks just like that Makeup Forever one. Yo, if you want that Makeup Forever earth toned shimmery palette, you better go hop on a Morphe and pick up this John. It's half the price basically, and it looks exactly the same. I actually can't say that this overlaps too much with what I've seen from other Morphe palettes. The oceans of brown that I've seen in other Morphe palettes seem to be mostly matte. Although, now that I'm saying that, I'm pretty sure, don't they make shimmer versions of a lot of their big palettes? I'm sure that if you wear eyeshadow every day, you'd probably get a ton of use out of this. It's pretty colors. It's colors that I wear really frequently, you know? It's cute, but also very done. Little baby girl. Now's literally not the time. I'm being so clever. This is stupid. I'm gonna put on my sweater like I know how to wear clothes. So Disney is allowing 2 of its franchises to collaborate with some makeup brands. And I feel like some people might get mad at me by calling one of these things a Disney franchise, but it is now. The first one I'll talk about is pretty predictable. ColourPop is releasing another Disney palette. We don't have real photos of it yet, but we do have this photo. The Disney Villains Misunderstood palette. This is admittedly a much more entertaining palette than the original Disney Designer Collection palette. We've got some actual colors in this one, which is fun. There also appears to be collector sets that are gonna be $25 each that include a Super Shock highlighter compact, a luxe lipstick, and an ultra glossy lip that will come in 6 shades, aligning with 6 different Disney villains. We don't have to get into the politics of what constitutes a misunderstood Disney villain. What I'll say to that end is Ursula did nothing wrong and she's an icon, and everyone else I'm just sort of neutral about. But it's kind of the same thing that I said about the original Disney palette. you know, I love Disney villains. Absolutely. We all know the villains have the best songs in the movies. You could just like sing the songs or listen to them or watch the movies again. You don't need to buy an eyeshadow palette to commemorate your love of a Disney villain. Although I have to say, I do like the idea of the individual sets, but I also don't like the idea that each one of those sets is more expensive than the actual palette is. So it's kind of like give or take. You can't, it's different from the original collection as far as I can tell, because in the original one, these were all individual products you could buy by themselves, whereas now they're organized into sets. And from what I can tell from this ad, and this might change once it's actually launched on their website, you cannot individually buy like the Ursula lipstick and the Scar Super Shock. You have to buy the whole set according to each villain, which I think is a little silly. It looks like the villains, actually, I should probably say this, are Maleficent, Ursula, the Queen from Snow White, Hades from Hercules. Oh snap, that one's probably amazing. Dr. Facilier from The Princess and the Frog. And I deadass cannot tell who the last person is at all. Oh, there's not even a Scar one. What? That's ridiculous. ColourPop, that doesn't make any freaking sense. If you find a set and you love it, or if you think this palette is really freaking cool, go for it. You know, who am I to tell you not to? The world is on fire. Don't let your personal sense of nostalgia be like, you know what, I need to spend $25 on these Ursula products. You don't. And the second Disney property collaborating with a brand is the Sephora collection, partnering with the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Oh damn, Sephora, what happened with this? By the way, I just think it's really funny that the Black Panther palette, the Black Panther palette looks so ashy. Like, really? I love getting into conversations about the MCU because I've only seen like 7 of the movies, but I've watched enough What Culture and like frickin' Watch Mojo and whatnot to have very strong opinions about all of them. I haven't seen Iron Man also because I think that I haven't forgiven Robert Downey Jr. for what he did to me in Tropic Thunder. Social justice harpy reporting for duty, please don't do blackface. I've seen what I would consider the required viewing for my thirsty self, which would be all of the Captain Americas and all of the Thor movies. Also, of the MCU movies that I have seen, obviously Thor Ragnarok is the best one. Fight Me, also Taika Waititi, slide into my DMs literally whenever you feel like. Thank you so much. This is ugly. It's a little like not cute, especially that eyeshadow palette, dude. What's going on? Dude, this is bad. I feel like what would be a better thing to do if you love the MCU, if you are really fascinated by the idea of having makeup that is in some way tied to these characters you love, I would recommend doing something along the lines of what Georgia Harris has done a couple times for Star Wars, Yu-Gi-Oh, and perchance Zelda, where she really like got some singles together, got some lipsticks, made her own stuff, and made like a whole makeup line, really a whole collection themed around these things that she really enjoyed. It's amazing to see what she came up with. It's really astounding, honestly, but it's also expensive because you'd have to buy a bunch of eyeshadow singles. So I'm not telling you to like, I'm obviously not saying don't buy this affordable makeup product that represents this thing you like. Instead, sink a bunch of money into making it yourself. More so what I'm recommending is maybe getting like a couple of ColourPop singles or a couple of NYX singles or Coastal Scents Hot Pots that are really inexpensive, getting a little magnetic palette and making like a little quad, making like a little Black Panther quad, a little Thor quad, a little Disney villains quad, you know, whatever the franchise may be. I think that would probably be a better use of your time and money if you were actually like cultivating the colors yourself. If you're getting a couple single shadows and a little magnetic palette, it's really not gonna be that much money. What colors do I really wanna see in like the Black Panther palette? The strength of the Black Panther will now be stripped away and put into this magnetic palette. That being said, it's a little hypocritical of me to say that because sometimes I lie awake at night and think about the MAC and Pulp Fiction collection that I missed out on. And you know, if a brand tomorrow came out with a Legally Blonde palette, it'd be really hard for me to resist getting it. Or like a Spirited Away palette. Oh, actually on that note, if ColourPop was like, we're doing a Studio Ghibli collaboration, I'd be like, take my money. Here's all my credit cards. Give me it! So apparently this collaboration on a makeup product between Jefferson Starship and Shanathan Dawson is actually gonna happen. All right, you know what? I'm gonna admit something that I might regret admitting. Sometimes I'll take off the woke hat and I'll watch a video with Jeffree Star in it, okay? I'm sorry, I ran out of things to watch. Cancel me, okay? Cancel me, daddy. I am definitely preemptively going to mute the word iconic on Twitter because I really don't need to hear the stands squawking about this. It's gonna be a JSC release, so obviously I'm not gonna buy it. And we don't know what it looks like. I don't care. I don't have the energy to care. don't know what the Urban Decay and Game of Thrones collaboration collection is gonna look like, but I'm gonna just tell you right now, it's the exact same situation I feel for any other collaboration with an intellectual property or a franchise or anything. Like I said with the Disney stuff with ColourPop, dude, it's not necessary. If you like something, you don't need to purchase makeup for it. Also, as a diehard Game of Thrones fan, I have to say something, and listen, I am an authority on this. There used to be this trivia app called QuizUp. I was really into it when I was a junior in college. At that time in my life, I happened to live in Italy. No one else in Italy basically used this app. So in the particular category of Game of Thrones quizzes, for about 4 months, I was the #1 scoring QuizUp player in the Game of Thrones category in the entire country of Italy. So I know what I'm freaking talking about. If they have like actual colors that are like named after characters and those characters die, for example, like if they had an orange that was called Catelyn, a mustardy yellow that was like called Oberyn Martell, like a deep brown or a vibrant orange called Egret. God, everybody's gonna die this season. If at all it's tied to individual characters, it's just gonna be sad to look at after a while. The last thing I wanna talk about is a new release from Tarte. This is the High Tides and Good Vibes eyeshadow palette, which combines creamy mattes with these sort of very intense glitter eyeshadows. I think this is very nice. I'm as surprised as you are. I think this is adorable. I think this is a really fascinating color range. The swatches of the entire palette are quite impressive. I also think it's a very fair balance of neutrals to these blue jewel tones. You could get a perfectly blue look out of this. You could get a silver look. You can get a pink soft look with the pink shimmer and those reds and that coral. I think you could do a lot with this palette. There's a part of me that honestly can't believe that I'm actually like wanting to buy a Tarte palette, but I'm not going to because honestly I have too many eyeshadows already. But yeah, no, I definitely think that they maybe they snapped with this, honestly. I just, oh my God. I did it.
Hi, who are you?
I, Barbara P., CEO of Tarte Cosmetics, finally did it. I made a palette that, oh, what? Urban person actually likes. Wow, this must be what Taylor Swift feels like every day. I promise you that is not how Taylor Swift feels every day. Well, since I'm here, why don't I tell you a little bit about the inspiration of this palette? Okay, sure. If you do that, will you leave? Oh gosh, where do I start? Okay, so my husband Trent and I went on this beautiful trip to Madagascar for our 4th honeymoon. If you've never been, you have to go. Is that so? Anyway, our private plane lands in Madagascar and Lisa,
It's Nisa.
Nina, let me tell you, the natives, cutest people I've ever seen in my entire life. They were just walking around chanting, just like yelling all sorts of nonsense. I looked at Trent and I said, Trent, buy me one of them, okay? I want to take one of these little people and I want to put them in my pocket and bring them home with me and chain them to my wall so they can never leave. Oh my goodness. Oh, they're so adorable. And so we were on the beach. We saw all these animals, these beautiful animals, these turtles, and we were like, we need to make a palette commemorating this entire experience and really bring that to, you know, the more civilized parts of the world, like Tarte Cosmetics headquarters in New York City. Do you get what I'm saying? Gee whiz, that's so great to hear. Can you go now, please? Oh gosh, what a beautiful experience. Anyway, I've gotta go. My Tesla's been idling outside for about 10 minutes now, and I hope they don't tow me because I will sue them. Okay, bye, sweetie. See you next time you talk about Tarte in a video. I love being the reason people come to your channel now. Bye! Okay, bye. That was frickin' strange. So those were all my thoughts on new makeup releases. Thank you for watching this video. Before you leave, I'm gonna need you to do a quick favor for me. If you could go ahead and have an amazing day for me, that would be the goodest vibe. And if you would like to engage with me betwixt uploads, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Nisi Pizza, and I also have a second channel called Extra Nisi Pizza that I will link in the description where I post music and covers. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to use code NISA for 10% off at checkout at your local opinion store. Bye guys! Another video in the bag. Oh no. Huh? She's not out here. Oh no. Oh no 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 no. Oh my god.